attack straight away.
Rollo's psychology is straightforward. Force, momentum, surprise. The immediate masculine urge to conquer.
We attack tomorrow.
But Ragnar introduces something new. Patience. His move here is not about being cautious. It's about maximizing the efficiency of the violence to come, which is an intensely modern, almost clinical approach to warfare for this era.
What day is it today?
Saturday. Then we attack tomorrow.
Ragnar is waiting for Sunday. He knows that in this Christian kingdom, Sunday is the day of rest, the day the people are all gathered and, critically, unarmed. It's a devastating tactical advantage that relies on a deep understanding of his enemy's culture, not just their defenses. This dialogue is the first clear signal that Ragnar sees the world not just as a place to raid, but a puzzle to be solved. He is using their enemy's faith against them, showing a ruthless pragmatism that sets him apart from the more impulsive Rollo. This quiet confidence, this secret knowledge, is the foundation of his mystique.
Tell them not to be afraid. God bless.
The eventual attack on Hexham is a perfect dramatization of the clash between these two civilizations. But the true psychological turning point comes after the raid, back at the boats, in the tense exchange between Lagertha, Rollo, and Ragnar. The chaos of the raid exposed the worst of Viking lawlessness through Knut, forcing a critical moral choice.
Where is Knut?
I killed him.
This is arguably Lagertha's most pivotal moment in this early season. The raw efficiency of her statement, "I killed him," is chilling. Knut, who was the Earl's man, attempted to recoup a Saxon woman, and then he turned on Lagertha. Her choice is not just self-defense, it is the protection of a code of honor and the defense of her own sovereignty, even in a foreign land. She kills not just to survive, but to define a line that must not be crossed, a principle that the chaos of the raid cannot override.
Did anyone else see it happen? Well, that's a pity. And where were you?
Ragnar's response is fascinating. He doesn't investigate the truth. He investigates the story. That's a pity, he says, because the lack of a witness makes Lagertha's story legally messy, even if it is true. He's immediately moving from a moment of raw violence to a calculation of political damage. He doesn't ask Lagertha if she did it. He asks her if she has a witness. He is choosing to protect his wife and his future over the legal complexities of Knut's death. But he is already committing a deception that will have catastrophic consequences.
I killed him. You killed him.
By taking the murder upon himself, Ragnar is performing a supreme act of political defense. Yes, but he is also making his wife complicit in a deception that will strain their marriage and immediately escalate the conflict with the Jarl. He is choosing to protect his wife and his future over the legal complexities and personal safety. But in doing so, he has irrevocably committed his family to a path of open, non-negotiable rebellion against established authority. This singular decision, this lie, is a heavier weight than all the gold they stole from Hexham, because it is the cost of Ragnar's ambition. He must now be prepared to kill the Jarl, or the Jarl will kill him. The small, localized violence of Knut's death is immediately transmuted into the grand, inescapable violence of civil war.
Arrest him.
My lord!
But Haraldson is not interested in justice. He is interested in division and destruction. And his primary target is the one who stands closest to Ragnar, his brother Rollo. The manipulation that follows is the key to Rollo's entire tragic character arc, the moment his simmering jealousy is first given a voice and a platform. Haraldson, a master of psychological warfare, chooses his moment to speak to Rollo alone before the public trial.
I want you to say hello to somebody.
This is my daughter, Theoria, and this is Sigurd, my wife.
The genius of this political assassination is that Haraldson follows the psychological wound with the immediate offer of a physical cure, the promise of legitimacy and high status. He uses his own family, his unmarried daughter, Theoria, and his magnetic wife, Siggy, as the lure. Haraldson is essentially offering Rollo what Ragnar has: power through marriage, a dynasty, a seat that is not second place. He explicitly positions the future husband as his heir. He's promising Rollo everything Ragnar has ever denied him: first place, the title of Jarl, wealth, and the adoration of a powerful family. It is the ultimate test of Rollo's fractured loyalty. He's being offered the political equivalent of becoming Ragnar, and he does not have to fight for it. He only has to betray for it. Siggy, the Earl's wife, a moment that carries its own potent subtext. Siggy, with her cool political intelligence and obvious ambition, looks at Rollo not with contempt, but with calculating, hungry assessment. She is the prize, the ultimate symbol of the power Rollo is being offered. She sees the raw, untamed potential in Rollo, the same potential that Haraldson fears in Ragnar, and her gaze is a second, unspoken promise of prestige and status. Rollo is now not just struggling with his brother, he is actively being courted to replace the Jarl himself. This is the seed of his betrayal, and it is firmly planted before he ever leaves the hall.
I can confirm the story.
This confession is a moment of profound psychological power and political genius. She reclaims the truth while sacrificing her own safety to protect Ragnar's future. Why does she do this? Because she understands two things the Earl is counting on. First, that a man, especially a rising star like Ragnar, cannot be allowed to commit a capital offense without severe political repercussions. Second, that a woman, particularly a well-regarded shield maiden acting in justifiable self-defense, might be treated with more leniency, or at least differently than her famous husband. She trades her own vulnerability for Ragnar's political freedom. This lie, or as we called it earlier, this re-truth, correcting the record of who actually struck the blow, is the foundation of the power dynamic in their marriage. They don't just love each other, they lie for each other. They risk their lives and their political standing for each other. And their absolute, unwavering unity is the single greatest threat to Earl Haraldson's entrenched authority. Lagertha's act is a declaration that the Lothbroks are an indivisible political and martial unit, capable of withstanding the Jarl's most insidious psychological assaults.